Halima nodded quickly. Yes, I hear. They walked past her, their boots crunching through the leaves. The moment they moved deeper into the forest, Halima felt her knees weaken. She waited, listening as their voices faded into the distance. Then she rushed back to the ditch. "You can come out now," she whispered. The mermaid stirred, pushing aside the leaves. Her face was pale, her breathing labored. "They are gone," Halima said softly. "You're safe, for now." The mermaid's eyes filled with tears again, this time not from fear, but gratitude. "Thank you," she whispered. "You risked your life for me, a stranger." Halima looked at her, shaking her head slowly. "No, you are not a stranger. You are a mother, and a mother's cry is something I can never ignore." The mermaid smiled weakly, her hand trembling as she touched Halima's arm. Her skin was cool, almost glowing. "You have a kind heart," she whispered, "and because of it, your life will never remain the same." Halima frowned. "What do you mean?" But before the mermaid could answer, a deep rumbling sound echoed from the distance like thunder, but closer, more powerful. When the hunters went far, she helped the mermaid and pushed her back to the river. The mermaid's tail splashed weakly, and the water around her shimmered like silver. "Go," Halima whispered, her heart pounding. "Go before they return." The mermaid looked back at her with tears in her eyes. "Thank you," she whispered softly, her voice like the sound of distant waves. "You have saved not just me, but my child." Then, with one last glance, the mermaid disappeared into the deep blue water. The ripples spread across the river and slowly faded, leaving the surface calm again as if nothing had ever happened. Halima stood still for a long time, staring at the quiet river. She could hardly believe what she had just done. Her body trembled from fear and exhaustion, but her heart felt strangely warm. She fetched her pot of water, lifted it onto her head, and slowly walked back home through the lonely bush path. When she got home, the sun had already risen. Her two children were awake, rubbing sleep from their eyes. "Mama, why are you late?" Amina asked. Halima forced a smile. "The path was long," she said softly. She didn't tell them what had happened. Who would believe her? As days turned into weeks, and weeks into months, the memory of that strange morning began to fade. Life returned to normal. She went to the market, cooked for her children, and struggled to make ends meet as always. Sometimes, when she passed by the river, she would pause for a moment and look into the water, half expecting to see those shimmering scales again. But the river always looked the same, calm, deep, and silent. Soon, she began to believe it had all been a dream. One early morning, months later, Halima went to the stream again. The sun had not yet risen, and the air was cool and still. The sound of frogs croaking and crickets singing filled the quiet dawn. She bent down and filled her clay pot with water, humming softly to herself. The same narrow path, the same cold breeze, everything felt peaceful. But then, she heard something, a soft sound, like a ripple breaking the surface of still water. Halima froze. Slowly, she lifted her head and looked toward the river. The water began to glow faintly, shimmering with colors she had never seen before, shades of blue and gold dancing together like light through crystal. Her heart skipped. She dropped her pot, and it rolled gently to the side. From the glowing water, a familiar figure began to rise. Her long, golden brown hair floated around her like silk, her skin shining like polished bronze. The turquoise blue tail glimmered beneath the surface as she emerged, smiling softly. Halima gasped. "You," she whispered. The mermaid smiled gently. "Yes, Halima, it is I." Halima took a step back, her eyes wide. I thought I would never see you again." The mermaid's voice was calm and warm. "I returned to the sea safely, and my baby was born strong and healthy. I have not forgotten what you did for us. I came back to thank you properly." Halima's lips parted, but no words came out. She could only stare, tears filling her eyes. "You risked your life for a stranger," the mermaid continued. "For that, I will reward you. Make a wish, Halima, and I will grant it." "Eighth," Halima blinked, her hands trembling. She looked at her worn-out wrapper, the cracks in her feet, her thin arms, her mind filled with memories, the hungry nights, the leaking roof, her children's tired faces. She swallowed hard. "Anything I wish?" The mermaid nodded slowly. "Anything. But speak it with a pure heart." Halima closed her eyes. The morning wind brushed her cheeks, and for a long moment she said nothing. Then, in a trembling voice, she whispered, "I don't want riches or gold. I only want a better life for my children. I want them to eat well, sleep under a safe roof, and never suffer like I have." The mermaid's eyes softened. "You have spoken with a mother's heart," she said. "Your wish is granted." She raised her hand and touched the surface of the water. A small wave of light spread out in circles, glowing brighter and brighter until it surrounded Halima completely. The air shimmered, and Halima felt something warm flow through her, a strange, peaceful feeling, as if all her burdens were being lifted. When she opened her eyes, the mermaid was smiling. "Go home," she said softly. "You will find your blessing waiting." Halima's lips trembled. "Thank you. Thank you so much." The mermaid smiled one last time before sinking slowly back into the water. The ripples faded, and the river returned to its calm silence. Halima stood there for a while, staring at the spot where the mermaid had vanished. Her heart was still racing, but she felt light, as if the world around her had changed. She picked up her clay pot and began to walk home, unaware of the miracle that awaited her.